Hey, what if you could get all the focus from your morning coffee, but without any of the anxiety or the jitters? Well, today we're diving into the science of L-Theanine. It's a really unique amino acid that might just be the secret to unlocking a calm, clean, productive state of mind. So, to really get this, we have to start with a molecule that, let's be honest, many of us can't live without: caffeine. It is the world's favorite nootropic, but as you're about to see, it comes with a pretty serious catch. For millions of us, right, that first cup of coffee in the morning, it's just not negotiable. It's the tool we reach for to get our brains in gear. But that amazing surge of alertness that we're all chasing, it's often like a deal with the devil, where we trade that focus for a whole bunch of side effects we really don't want. And this really lays out the caffeine trade-off perfectly. On one side, you've got the good stuff, and it is undeniably effective. We're talking enhanced vigilance, much faster reaction times, and that kind of laser-like focus. But on the other side, well, that's the price we pay. The jitters, the anxiety, racing heart, and of course, that dreaded afternoon crash. So what if you could get all of the good without any of the bad? This is where our story takes a fascinating turn, to a unique compound that's been hiding in plain sight in one of the world's oldest drinks. So let's meet L-theanine. It's a non-protein amino acid, which basically just means your body can't make it on its own. You have to get it from outside sources. And take a look at its structure. See how similar it is to glutamate? Glutamate is one of the most important excitatory neurotransmitters in your brain. And that similarity, that's going to be really important in just a minute. You'll find L-theanine naturally in tea leaves: green, black, oolong. It's what gives tea that unique calming quality. But here's the thing. While a single cup has some, the higher doses that they use in all the scientific studies, those typically come from supplements. And the journey L-theanine takes to your brain is incredibly efficient. You take it, it gets absorbed in the small intestine, and then it's able to cross the super protective blood-brain barrier. It reaches its peak power in just under an hour. So yeah, it gets to work fast. Okay, so we know it gets to the brain quickly, but what actually happens once it's there? How does it create that signature feeling of calm, focused attention? You can think of L-theanine as a kind of master sound engineer for your brain's chemistry. It dials up the calming neurotransmitter GABA, it boosts those feel-good chemicals like serotonin and dopamine, and it partially blocks those glutamate receptors we talked about, which basically turns down the volume on the brain chatter that leads to stress and anxiety. And the result of all this neurological fine-tuning is a state that researchers have a perfect name for: relaxed wakefulness. This is really the magic of L-theanine. You're not tired, you're not drowsy, you're just calm, alert, and totally present. And we can actually see this effect happening on EEG brain scans. What we find is that L-theanine causes a big increase in alpha brainwaves. Now, this is so key because alpha is the brain's signature for relaxed attention. It's that flow state you hear about, where you're creative, learning feels easy, and you're just completely absorbed in what you're doing. It's focus, but without the stress. Okay, so this brings us to the main event. This is the most researched and maybe the most exciting use for L-theanine: its powerful synergistic relationship with caffeine. What happens when you put these two molecules together? The best way to think about it is like this. If caffeine is a high-performance engine, then L-theanine is the super advanced suspension system. It just smooths out the entire ride. It absorbs all the shocks and the bumps, the anxiety and the jitters, so you can enjoy all that speed and power without spinning out of control. And you can see this buffering effect so clearly in the data. I mean, check this out. In a study with elite athletes, caffeine by itself caused a racing heart in 92% of them. But when they added L-theanine, that number just plummeted to 17%. That's a massive, massive drop and a really common side effect. And it isn't just about the physical stuff either. This quote from a recent study shows that the combination actually helps reduce the feeling of tension in stressful situations, like, say, public speaking. It really takes that psychological edge off of caffeine's intensity. The cognitive benefits are just as impressive. Studies are showing that this combination improves your accuracy when you're switching between tasks, it makes you less likely to get distracted, and it even reduces that mind wandering, when your brain just drifts off. Basically, you get all the focus of caffeine, but it's sharpened and refined by the calm of L-theanine. Okay, so the evidence for this caffeine and theanine stack looks really compelling. But what's the bigger picture? What's the overall consensus on L-theanine? When you look at all the research together, a pretty clear pattern of benefits starts to pop up. Beyond just its teamwork with caffeine, studies suggest L-Theanine can help reduce stress, it can improve certain aspects of memory, and it might even help you sleep better just by promoting relaxation beforehand. But to give you the full, balanced picture, it's important to add a little note of caution here. As this review from 2025 points out, some researchers feel that even though L-Theanine is promising and seems really safe, the marketing hype has maybe gotten a little bit ahead of the science. They say we still need more large-scale human trials. So what's the ultimate takeaway here? It's this. While the research on L-Theanine is still growing, its most powerful and well-proven application, right now, it's its amazing ability to smooth out caffeine's rough edges. It turns a blunt stimulant into a really sharp tool for calm, clean focus. Which leaves us with this final question to think about. Is this combination of an ancient tea leaf and a modern stimulant really the key to unlocking a whole new level of productive, stress-free performance? The early science looks incredibly promising, and it makes you wonder what future research is going to uncover.